This is Money Matters. Right now, I'm joined by Lauren Drury, Vice President, Chief Fiduciary Officer, and Director of Administrative Services for Washington Trust Wealth Management. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So today we're talking about having that conversation about money, inheritance, which is probably a tricky topic for a lot of folks. How do you even get started having that conversation?
Yeah, and you're right, it is very tricky because not only are people uncomfortable about talking about money, they're very uncomfortable talking about their death or what might happen. So really starting that conversation with your family of, hey, I'm getting my estate plan together. I've been talking to other people who have, stories of their kids didn't understand and then they were fighting. I thought maybe we'd have that conversation now so you know what I'm thinking when I'm going through my estate plan and you're not surprised when I pass away.
Yeah, you said start with a story. Is that part of it?
It is part of it. You want to be focusing on, I'm telling you this not because I'm want you to be afraid of when I pass, or maybe you don't even need to know all the details. The story is, I want you to be prepared. I've heard about other people that aren't. And then you're switching that for a story, talking about yourself and your values and why you've done what you've done in your estate plan.
Is this one of those things where you try to elicit feedback from your children or whoever you are sharing this story with, or is it more that you need to take charge and set expectations?
I think that it's always best to have the outline of what you want to do or why you've done what you've done, but hear their feedback. And the reason that is, and we see this a lot with like vacation real estate, you might have drafted an estate plan that leaves your vacation house to your children forever. And then when you're talking about your estate plan, you realize they don't want that house and they're just gonna sell it. So maybe your plan isn't quite right. But they're also, if your estate plan says leave money in trust forever and you can only have some of it, they might not like that. So you might not really want their feedback as much, but I always think listening is respecting, even if you decide not to change your estate plan.
That's good advice. And how do you get the ball rolling? How do you start this process?
Yeah, so certainly you want to work with an estate planning attorney to set up your estate plan. However, once that's in place and you want to have conversations with your children, figure out what's best for you. Is it all of them together? Is it separate meetings? Is it little meetings at a time? Or if you're more comfortable, engaging someone like your financial planner or your professional, say at Washington Trust, to help your family have that conversation and to take some of the emotion out of it and really kind of get into the nitty-gritty of the technical details.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Lauren, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.